Some songs are just, well, they're just songs. But every once in a while, you get one that's a whole story packed into a few minutes. And today we're going to unpack one of the absolute greatest, Bob Dylan's Tangled Up in Blue. We're not just looking at it as lyrics, no. Think of it more like a 7-verse novel, all about love, loss, and just the beautiful mess that is human memory. And believe it or not, we're going to start at the end. Yep, the very end. Because these 2 lines from the last verse, this is the key that unlocks the whole thing. It's the entire point of the story, right here. It's not really about what happened. It's about how 2 people can go through the exact same thing and see it from completely, totally different points of view. Okay, so let's rewind all the way back to the beginning. Part 1 is the setup. This is where we first see the cracks forming. It's all kind of hazy, this memory of a love that, well, it was basically up against the world from the get-go. And just look at how fast the pressure builds. This isn't them fighting, not at all. It's the outside world just closing in on them. Her family's disapproval, it's brutal, and it's so direct. They just look at him and see everything he's not. His mom's dress? Nope, not good enough. His dad's bank account? Not big enough. I mean, it's that classic story, right? Class, expectations, the whole thing trying to rip him apart before they've even had a chance. So what does he do? He runs. The pressure is just too much, and he hits the road. And this image, man, it says everything, doesn't it? A single person, standing at a crossroads, rain coming down. It doesn't feel angry, it feels reluctant, like he's being pushed out. He's not just leaving her, he's escaping this whole world of judgment, just disappearing into that huge, anonymous American landscape. But here's the thing, it's not a clean break, not at all. As he's leaving, she calls out with this one single line. And this line, oh, it's gonna haunt the entire rest of the song. It's not a goodbye, it's a promise. Or maybe, just maybe, it's a prophecy. This one little sentence, it's the engine that drives his entire journey for years and years. Okay, let's jump to part 2 and see where this goes. This is all about the long years he spends just wandering. The narrator is constantly moving, right? Physically going from place to place. But, and this is the key, emotionally, he's frozen, totally stuck in time, just hanging on to that one promise. And you can really see his aimless journey here. He's all over the place. I mean, one minute he's a cook up in the Great North Woods, then he's doing odd jobs down in New Orleans, then he's on a fishing boat out in Delacroix. But none of it sticks, you know? The jobs are temporary, the places feel random. He's not building a life here. He's just passing through. Just wait. But here's the crazy thing. For all the miles he's putting behind him, he never really gets anywhere. Yeah, he mentions seeing a lot of women, but it's clear none of them even register. Why? Because the past is like a ghost you just can't outrun. And her memory, well, that's his only real companion on this long, lonely road. So, this brings us to the big turning point, part 3. After all that time, all that searching, the reunion, the one he's been waiting for, it finally happens. But this is where a simple story starts to get real complicated. And this is where that whole idea of shifting perspectives really kicks in. And the reunion happens in the most random place. He's not looking for her, he just wants a beer. He walks into some noisy bar and boom, there she is. Just like that. After all those years of silence, she's the one who breaks it with this one simple question. It's such an incredible moment, you know? It just cuts through all the noise, all the years, everything. And the connection, it's instant. Her response is so intimate, so knowing. You get the feeling she's been watching him, reading him from across the room. She calls him the silent type. And wow, does that hit home, right? It's the perfect description of the lonely drifter he's become. It's almost like no time has passed at all. Then she does something really profound. She opens up a book of 13th century Italian poetry of all things, and just hands it to him. And the words inside, they hit him so hard. It's like they were, and this is the quote, written in my soul from me to you. So you see, this isn't just a physical reunion anymore. It's a spiritual one. They're connecting on a completely different level, way beyond all their messy history. And right here, the song does something really strange. Okay, so for the first 5 verses, our narrator is saying, I did this, I did that. But then, in the 6th verse, when he's describing this really dark time when they were living together and everything was falling apart, the perspective shifts. All of a sudden, it's he. Then he started into dealing with slaves. So what's going on? Is he trying to distance himself from a really painful memory? Or is the story itself kind of becoming a thing he's just observing instead of living? We never get an answer. The song just shows us both points of view. So where does that leave us? Well, part 4 isn't really a conclusion, not in the traditional sense. It's more like a resolution, a decision to just keep going. The story actually circles right back on itself, and you realize the journey is the destination. When he looks back now, the past is just a blur. All the people we used to know, he says, they're an illusion to me now. He can't even remember how it all began. All those details have just faded away. Everyone else has moved on with their lives. The only thing that's still crystal clear, his connection to her. And so, the story ends right where it began. He's on the road. But this time, it feels completely different. This isn't an escape anymore. Oh no, this is a quest. He's not running from the past, he's running towards her, totally determined to get back to her somehow. The journey isn't over. You could say it's just beginning again, but this time with a real purpose. Okay, now get ready for this. You see that number? That's how many times Bob Dylan has performed this song live, over 1,600 times. And here's the truly amazing part. He's famous for changing the lyrics, for rearranging the verses, for telling the story a little bit differently almost every single time he sings it. I mean, he is literally living out the theme of his own song, constantly going back to the memory and seeing it from a different point of view. Which, of course, brings us right back to where we started, this single line. It's the heart of the whole thing. What it's telling us is that a deep connection, a feeling you share with someone, that can stay true even when all the facts of the story get tangled up and blurred by time and memory. The feeling is what's real, even after the details are long gone. So what are we left with in the end? Well, it's a really powerful question, one that applies to all of our lives, right? We are all the narrators of our own story. We're constantly editing and retelling our past. And maybe, just maybe, what Tangled Up in Blue's really trying to tell us is that the goal isn't to find the one true version of the story, but to just embrace the idea that our truths are always changing, always shifting, and that they are beautiful and perfectly tangled.